According to a 2016 study by Boeing, over 80% of plane crashes happen in the first 3 minutes after takeoff or the last 8 minutes before landing. Airblue Flight 202 was in its final minutes, descending through thick clouds toward Islamabad, when it suddenly veered off course and crashed into the hills of Margala, killing all 152 people on board. What happened next wasn't just a tragedy. It was a cascade of confusion, contradictions, and haunting questions that still echo today. July 28, 2010. Airblue Flight 202 departed from Karachi, Pakistan, heading north to Islamabad, a route flown daily by dozens of commercial jets. The aircraft was an Airbus A321, well-maintained and piloted by Captain Pervez Chaudhry, a veteran with over 25 years of experience, including a background in the Pakistan Air Force. Weather in Islamabad was poor, low visibility, heavy clouds, and intermittent rain. Still, flights were landing, but at 9:41 a.m., all communication with Flight 202 was lost. Minutes later, reports came in. The plane had crashed into the Margala Hills, just 9 miles from the airport. All 152 on board perished, marking it as the deadliest air disaster in Pakistan's history. How does a modern aircraft, fitted with terrain warning systems and flown by an experienced pilot, end up flying directly into a mountain? Initial suspicions focused on the weather, which was indeed poor that morning. But commercial aircraft are built to handle low visibility landings. And air traffic control was still guiding planes in and out of Islamabad. So why did Flight 202 deviate from its assigned path? When the flight data and cockpit voice recorders were recovered, investigators uncovered a troubling sequence of events. The aircraft had been cleared for a non-precision approach, meaning pilots had to rely more heavily on their instruments. But Captain Chaudhry disregarded standard protocols, descending too early and turning in the wrong direction, directly toward the hills. His co-pilot tried multiple times to correct him, but was overruled or ignored. Shockingly, the cockpit recording revealed no mechanical faults. The systems worked. The terrain warning alarms went off, but they were dismissed. So then came the next question. Why? The final report pointed to human error, highlighting fatigue, stress, and poor cockpit coordination. But aviation experts, especially in the US, noted something eerily familiar: a breakdown in crew resource management. The same issue contributed to the crash of Colgan Air Flight 3407 near Buffalo, New York in 2009, just a year before the Airblue tragedy. In both cases, hierarchy in the cockpit silenced the co-pilot. In both cases, warning systems were ignored. And in both cases, the aircraft was fully functional, right until impact. But the pilot wasn't the only one under scrutiny. Investigators also examined Islamabad's air traffic controllers. ATC had not warned the pilots that they were off course. They also failed to notice the aircraft's dangerous descent in time. In interviews, controllers said the radar showed the plane within normal parameters. But logs later revealed the plane had already drifted far from its flight path. Did ATC make a mistake? Or was their equipment failing to reflect real-time data accurately? The question remains open. The crash exposed deeper flaws, not just in a single flight, but in the aviation system itself. Pakistan's Civil Aviation Authority came under fire for inadequate oversight, and Airblue faced criticism for insufficient crew training. American aviation experts weighed in, pointing out the need for global alignment in training standards, even for domestic carriers. The crash became a case study in US flight schools, a grim reminder that technology can't save a flight when human systems break down. For the families of the victims, answers came slowly and painfully. Many felt the official report downplayed accountability. Some questioned whether external pressure had influenced the findings. Why wasn't the captain grounded earlier, given his prior complaints about stress? Why didn't the airline have stricter cockpit communication protocols? To this day, many families continue to seek transparency. What they lost was more than lives. They lost trust. Airblue Flight 202 wasn't brought down by sabotage or mechanical failure. It was a chain reaction of stress, miscommunication, silence, and missed opportunities. And while it may seem like a distant event, the lessons are global. Because whether it's a jet flying over the Margalla Hills or descending over the Rockies in Colorado, the principles of aviation safety remain the same. Pilots must listen, controllers must act, systems must be tested, and no voice in the cockpit, no matter how junior, should ever go unheard. Airblue Flight 202 took off as a routine journey, but it left behind a story that changed aviation forever.